Hey everyone, if you are new here, hi, I'm Alex. I used to have a shopping addiction and I'm currently overwhelmed with everything I have in my apartment. Things are so bad over here that I have an apartment that's filled with stuff and a storage unit in the basement that is included in my apartment that is filled with stuff, and then I own a second storage unit that I pay for and that is filled with stuff. This is going to be very embarrassing for me to film, but I hope to motivate you or inspire you to go through your home. So my game plan was to start off with dehoarding my apartment first. However, things have changed. I'm going to prioritize dehoarding everything that's in my basement storage unit. That's going to be the main hub for storing everything that I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace. And then I think after that, I'm going to move on to the large storage unit and then do like a mix between the large storage unit and focusing on my apartment, kind of like going back and forth type situation. I really hope that you guys enjoy this series. So let's start. Today I'm going to focus on organizing a little bit. I have a lot of random things on these shelves that I need to put away into the totes where they belong. So I'm going to quickly do that. All right, now the shelves are a little bit more organized and there's not like a ton of random stuff on the shelves. And then I organized all of the totes. Basically everything on that back wall are all holiday items and bins that are already listed. And then I opened up each of these bins and I kind of looked through everything and I set aside bins outside of my storage unit to bring upstairs into my apartment, because these bins will most likely have a lot of items I can sell right away. I'm going to try to list like hopefully 90% of this stuff. The way I see it is if it's in storage, I'm not using it and I don't have a reason to keep it. I brought up 2 boxes and a whopping 12 bins. I'm going to start pretty easy and I'm going to show you guys what's in this small box. It was labeled birthday decor. So it looks like I might have it organized by like previous birthday parties. I think what I'm going to do is take everything out and try to list all of this stuff together, because I'm assuming I will not need to decorate for any more birthdays. This is all like just mainly streamers and like themed birthdays. Like one year my daughter did an Ariel birthday party, so I'm assuming I can sell everything, but I'll lay it all out and let you guys know. All right, this was in the first bag, so I'm going to show you everything I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep these candles since they are opened. I'm also going to keep all of these balloons since they are also opened. I'm also going to keep the cups and the plasticware because they're opened. And then I'm going to go ahead and keep this happy birthday sign because I feel like this could be used in like any theme party for the most part. So I'm going to keep this, but I just don't know if this would be worth keeping because these are very specific colors. So I'm going to sell this and that pink table runner and all of these streamers. So keep, sell. Let's open up bag number 2. Looks like there's New Year's Eve decorations. So there's 3 packages of these Dizzy danglers. And then I ordered these paper fans a long time ago, but I requested gold and this was a substitution. So I need to sell this for sure. So keep, sell. This is also a New Year's Eve decoration. I am going to keep some green streamers. I'm going to sell this. Birthday queen sash. I'm definitely going to keep this for my daughter. And then there's this pretty pink iridescent color tablecloth. This is so pretty, but I honestly don't know if we would ever use this again. So I think this is going to be a sell. So these are all the items I'm going to sell and list. And these are all the items I'm going to keep. And then this is the last bag that's in this box, so let's open it up. All right, it looks like there's some streamers in here. Brown, light blue. So I'm gonna sell those. Looks like there's an Ariel crown. And then an Ariel cake topper. And then a tablecloth. Another tablecloth, and then a little net. I did this for an Ariel themed birthday party, so I'm trying to grab the Ariel stuff in here. I think that's it for Ariel. And then I had a little Frozen birthday party for my daughter, so looks like I have some like Christmas ornaments and stuff. Looks like I didn't use these. And then some like little icicles. And then some snowflake trays. And then I handmade these. It probably says happy birthday, Savannah. Yep, so here's Savannah. So this one must be Savannah, and then this one's probably happy birthday. So I can probably sell the happy birthday one, and then I'll keep Savannah. Aw, I forgot, so I handmade this one too. I forgot I did that. And then there's these like crystals, and then some leftover party hats. And then one year my daughter had a Moana Disney birthday party, so I have like a whole bunch of these flowers and extra green streamers. So these are all of the flowers. And then it looks like I handmade another birthday sign. And this one says Savannah, and then the other two say happy birthday. So I'm gonna just keep the Savannah one for maybe a little keepsake. And then just sell the happy birthday sign in here. And then I also have an extra, okay, so these are treat bags. So I'll also include this in the lot as well. And then here's just a better overview of all the decorations that I'm listing. I cannot believe I handmade all of these signs for my daughter. So cute. And now you can kind of see the signs a little bit better as well. I decided to list everything for $10. I hope that's not too much. Quick update, this lot sold within 2 days of listing it. All right, the next bin. I'm gonna take everything out and decide what to keep and what to sell, and I will give you an update. This is an organizing item that you can just like lay on top of your sink. It kept getting in the way from like cleaning and stuff, and it just drove me absolutely nuts. So this is a sell. And then I have this spoon rest. Super pretty. I actually have two. I will show you that in a second. All right, so these are my kitchen counters. So I used to think that this matched like perfectly, but then I found this guy, and I bought this guy about a couple years ago, and I felt like it looked better on the counter. But now I'm kind of really liking this one. I don't know. So I'll have to decide which one to keep. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'll probably keep these on the counter and try to decide. But if you guys would like to give me some feedback, let me know. I do have a moody kitchen, so I do have also black appliances too. So this does kind of like fit in and tie in. And like my cabinets are dark as well. So let me know which one you guys like the best. And then this is my old water filter. I replaced this one with a larger one, so I don't need to keep this guy. I have this huge problem of replacing an item. I keep the old item thinking, oh, if something happens to this new item, then I have a backup. And it's been an issue for years, so I think it's time to let this guy go. If something happens to anything in my apartment, I just need to buy a new one. There's a reason why I bought a new one, for a reason, because this is too small, so I need to list it and sell it. And then these are the water filter cartridges for a different water filter that attaches to my sink, so I'll need to find that. But the reason why I don't use that one anymore, because my apartment manager told me that something with the water pressure, I can't have it attached to my sink for some reason. So yeah, I need to find that and list that as well. And then I do have these white casserole dishes. I love these. These are very cute. I do have a moody kitchen, and it just, I don't know why, but like things just have to match in my apartment. If they don't, it drives me nuts. So I've had these in storage for a while because they don't match. So I think it's time to list and sell them. And then it looks like I have two Lazy Susans. One is brand new in the packaging and one is used. I think I'm going to keep these and keep this as well, just because I would like to keep a lot of organizing items until I completely organize my apartment after going through everything in the storage unit. All right, moving on to the next bin. This one's like pretty much almost empty. This keyboard came with my computer when I bought it. However, I just don't like the red, and that is why I stored this away. Again, another situation. I'll use this if my other keyboard breaks, so I need to sell this. And then this is just an extra gaming headset. I believe I just had this stored away from the last time we moved, so this I actually do need to keep. And then I have this portable dryer. It basically attaches to like a bubble that's like sealed, and it dries your clothes that way. But I've learned this does not dry your clothes as well as like a regular dryer. So I bought a portable dryer that works phenomenal. So need to sell this. All right, moving on to another bin. Looks like this is extra living room decor. So once upon a time, I had a larger apartment, and so I could fill it up with more things and more decor items, and there was like this massive built-in bookcase. So I have a lot of extra living room decor from that, so I really need to go through this and pare this down. I think this is gonna be my big struggle area the most. So I probably will keep a lot, and I'll have to go through this bin probably twice. So give me a little bit of grace on this. This one's gonna be tough. But I do see a piece that I can get rid of. And I think it's because I bought this while living with an ex of mine. So I don't know, it just like kind of reminds me of him. So this I can definitely sell. Oh, so cute. See, this is brand new with tags. I'm gonna keep this for now. And this is a keep. This I can part ways with. This is a keep. And then plants, I feel like I have the hardest time with. So this will be a keep. These are just some old rustic books, keep. And then any organizing items, I am going to keep right away and try to find a home for them and just organize my apartment better. And then it looks like I have a whole bunch of heart hooks. I honestly don't know where I would be able to put these in my apartment, so I'm gonna go ahead and list all of the heart hooks. And then it looks like I have a candle in here, another candle I need to add to my store, unfortunately. And then this elephant sure is cute, but I don't absolutely love it, so I'm gonna sell this. And then I love rocks and crystals, so this will be a keep, but I will have to see what other ones I have, and then maybe I could downsize from there. I really like this. I feel like I kind of just need to figure out what I have. I have so much decor and storage to like really figure out what I really want to keep. So I'm just gonna like probably keep a lot, as you might see, and then just have to reevaluate later. I don't even know what this is. Okay. Looks like a shelf bracket that I never used, so I'm gonna have to sell this. And then I do have another wax warmer. This one sure is cute, but I found my fireplace one that I like more. It's hard because this could definitely match my room too. I'm gonna just keep this for now. And then I do have a lot of picture frames. I plan on making my whole hallway like filled with like pictures, so I'm probably gonna keep a lot of the picture frames. So that means I'm gonna keep this one and this one. I mean, obviously I'll have to see if they all look good together, but I will keep you updated. This, I feel like I'm okay with listing and selling because I don't even know where I would put this. It is very cute though. I just don't have a place for it. This is so cute. I love this. Ooh, there's a penny in here. I'm gonna keep this as well, but again, I don't know where I'm gonna put everything, to be honest. And this is a plant, of course, I'm gonna keep. Looks like there's more picture frames. I'm gonna have to print out a lot of photos, which will mainly be of my daughter. Yeah, I'm basically keeping almost everything in that bin for right now. So I think moving forward, I think I should almost just organize everything that I'm keeping, and that might help me get rid of more stuff, because then I might realize I have all of this and I don't need all of this, so I'll keep you updated. But this is what I'm also keeping: a box, and then a wooden tray. All right, moving on to the next bin. More living room decor. This will be a keep. And another keep. This I can part ways with. This I definitely want to keep for now. And then this is another utensil holder. Beautiful. I do have one already that I feel matches my kitchen better, so this pains me to say, but I'm gonna get rid of this, even though it's so beautiful. And then these I plan on using in my kitchen, but I just haven't gotten around to it, so I'm gonna add these into my kitchen and figure out what to put in here. And then same with this little guy. And then it looks like I have some organizers to kind of like hang purses on. These were just kind of annoying, so I'm gonna sell these. And then I have this beautiful vase that I added fairy lights into. And then there's 2 other hanging lights that also has fairy lights in here. I'm gonna keep for now. Obviously, I just need to find a place for everything. This is the current chaos, you guys. It's pretty bad, but it's gonna look ugly and messy before everything looks beautiful and nice and tidy. All right, just an update. I've been just filling this tote up with items that I'm selling. I've added a couple more items. This and this. This and a ton of mini pots for succulents. This. And then 2 sets of wood coasters. And then there's another set right in there. And then I'm also gonna sell this. Super cute. I do not have space for all of the plants that I have. And then I also have 2 of these that I'm going to sell. I'm also gonna sell this pot that got damaged. I ripped off a sticker and it took off the paint. And then with the help of a Sharpie, I made it look a little bit better. I think I'm just going to set this outside for someone to grab for free. And then this next bin, I'm pretty sure these are all items that I decided to part ways with a long time ago, but for whatever reason, I decided not to list them. But instead, I just decided to store them. So I'm gonna cue in some medieval music and show you everything that's in this bin, and I will let you know if I keep something. I was going to list these, but I took a closer look at these. Can you see those like bite marks on these straws? I think it's just also the material that's coated onto here is like coming off. So I don't want to sell these. So I am going to gift these away. And if no one takes them, then I will recycle them. And then I just have to wait to find a couple other chip clips. I know I have a lot more of these in different colors, so I'm going to set these aside. I'm also going to set this whisk aside and find more that I can bundle with this because I know I have a ton of duplicate utensils. So I'm going to wait on this. All right, so this has been number 7 that will be listed. The cover is not closing, it is popping open, but I'm okay with that because as soon as I place another bin on top, it will stay put. All right, let's open the next bin. Looks like this is camping gear. I'm just gonna pull everything out just to see what I have in here. Looks like there's a life straw in here. And then a pump and a air mattress. Oh, and then I guess I have some shoes in here, which is interesting. It doesn't look like these are shoes that I'm selling, but I just have to put them away. I'm not gonna lie, when I moved in here, I had a lot of totes that I stored in the basement and I just never opened them up to like fully look through them. I know that probably sounds really bad, but so yeah, now I have more shoes I need to add to my closet, which is kind of bad because I already have a lot of shoes and I don't really have space. So eventually I'm gonna have to declutter a lot of my shoes. And then I actually noticed I have some microfiber towels in here. I think I'm gonna add this to my little car caddy and I can use these on my car. Now I'm kind of realizing these are shoes that I might actually decided to list a long time ago because these are 5.5, so these would have been my daughter's old shoes. And then these shoes do not fit me or my daughter, so I just have to try on a couple more of these, but I'm pretty sure I need to list these actually. All right, so I'm gonna sell these brown boots. They are actually brand new with tags, and then I'm gonna sell these as well, and these black boots, and then I decided to keep these. All right, quick little update. I made a separate bin for camping gear and I'll label that in a second. And then I have 3 additional bins. Some of these items I showed you guys and some I did not. I did open 2 bins off camera, and that is just because a lot of this living room decor, I still need to find other items just so I can make a decision about what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to sell. So these 3 bins I'm going to keep right now, but I'm going to reevaluate later. A lot of them are halfway full, but they are kind of like organized. This one's wall decor, that's like little boxes, and then this one is like just random decor. So I will keep you guys updated on that. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you guys today. It would be really lovely to hear if you guys recently sold something or if you listed something. Definitely let me know in the comments. I hope you guys are having a lovely week, and I will see you in the next one.